Universe Podcast.
Hello. Happy Friday. It's just like, what is wrong with her? Nothing. It's Friday, people. Come on. So, what are we going to be talking about today in Emma's Universe podcast? Unfinished chapters. Living with the stories we don't get to complete. Well, that's an interesting one for a Friday. So, let's get started. Some chapters in life never really end. They just stop. A friendship fades. A dream slips away. A relationship ends without explanation. These unfinished stories can sit inside us like open tabs in a browser, draining our energy as we wait for closure that never comes. So today we're going to talk about how to live with the stories we don't get to finish, and maybe even find beauty in their incompleteness. Ooh, I like that. The human need for closure. Let's talk about this. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik effect. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, I don't know who came up with this one, but my God, maybe that's somebody again, that's a psychologist with his last name, seriously. So, well, everybody put their last name when they found something, so I am revealing this is it. So the brain's tendency to keep unfinished tasks at the forefront of our minds. That's why we keep replaying the conversation we never got to have, the ending we wish we had. We wish we had, and would have been different actually. But we ever have, think about stories of things, maybe at work, we're having a conversation with a coworker and we're ready to go, or something was said and done in a meeting. You go back to your desk, and then you continue that conversation in your head, because for you it is not done. That happens to me actually a few times when people did things that were not right, and you want to, I'm not going to say rewrite the ending, but you want to make things or set things right. Also, when you're looking at friendships that fades away, then you never sat down with that person, but you drift away, you make yourself like a ghost, disappear slowly but surely, and then off you go, and it's done. You don't have that ending that we used to. This is a human need for closure. We have a tendency to want to know what is the closure for that. But it's amazing. It's amazing to see that. So, finding meaning in the incomplete. Just because something didn't end the way we wanted doesn't mean it is meaningless. Sometimes the purpose of a chapter isn't to complete the plot, but to teach the lessons. Yes, it does. So, now let's talk about finding meaning in the incomplete. Just because something did not end the way we wanted doesn't mean it was meaningless. Sometimes the purpose of a chapter isn't to complete the plot, but to teach, not to reach, or we can reach the goal for the lesson. Yes. Sometime, again, let me say that again, when we're done with the life lessons, then the chapter will stop. So it's going to look like incomplete when in fact it is complete. So that's something we need to think and view this as well. So look at what incomplete or what you feel that was incomplete as a story in your life, and see if the life lesson wasn't learned. Because when you learn that life lessons, then you move to the next level. This is like a game. Yes. A game you play online. If you reach your goal, then you move to the next, and everything, disappeared, and you go to the next level and the next level. This is the same thing here. So see this as I reach the lessons, I reach what I needed to know or learn, and move on to something else. Also, and that's a big one, letting go of the rewrite. Yes, letting go of the rewrite. So when you're looking at rewriting everything, then we can spend years mentally rewriting the past, imagining how things could have gone differently. But every rewrite keeps us tethering to a reality that doesn't exist. Freedom begins when we accept that the story is what it is. I think it's one of the hardest things to do and learn on that. It is what it is. When I talked about, I'm going to bring back the fire, but when I talked about the fire, for me, it's bringing life lessons and teaching moments for others to relate. I am not rewriting the past. The past is burned, it's done. But what it is give me the freedom to begin, and you accept it is what it is. There is nothing else you can do. I did not light up I did not light up the fire in a chimney. I wasn't the one. Am I going to rewrite? No, I'm not. It is what it is. So that's one of the hardest parts when people need to realize that rewriting is keeping you kind of stuck and prisoner of the past instead of being present in the moment where you are. Reliving the past is getting you into that space where you're your own prisoner. You built that prison around you. The past is the past. It's gone. You're here in the now. Live in a here and now. What happened in the past, it's okay. Maybe there's things we haven't made that's not something we wanted to happen, but it did. You cannot rewrite your past and thinking, I'm going to get a different outcome, because you already had your outcome. But by staying in there, you're not allowing yourself to get the freedom to move forward. And the goal is to move forward. Learn from the past, move forward, bring the skill set you got from the past and everything you have learned, and utilize them as you're moving forward, and you make better judgment. So learn to let go of the wannabe rewriting your history. It is what it is. It is the past. So, now let's talk about the hidden gifts of unfinished stories. Some unfinished chapters leave space for growth, for reinvention, for resilience. They force us to create new chapters we might not have written otherwise. Let me say that again. Some unfinished chapters leave space for growth, for reinvention, and for resilience. It's so freaking true. If you're looking at unfinished stories, we learn so much from it. We have the room and the opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to do something and become someone different. They force us to create a new chapter. So this is where you have to let go of the rewrite, because you got the opportunity to write a brand new freaking chapter. Just do it. Don't try to continue to drag yourself in that past and that ending. Move forward and create something new. That's what it is. That's the goal. Embrace that. Turning the page. Oh boy. So that's a big one too, because closure doesn't always come from the other person or the perfect ending. Sometimes it comes from deciding on your own that that page has turned. 2023 was an interesting year, like I said. I'm like, holy crap, I should write a movie on this one. I'm telling you, I was like, what the crapola Emma. But I am thinking about, actually, when you turn the page, because I was in a very unhealthy relationship that turned even more toxic when Jay passed away. And I am the one, I remember when I was in in my car driving to see Jody, and he was with me, and I used to say, we're done. We're done. We're finished. That day, it was on the way in, I did not say anything. It's on the way back, actually. But this time, when he finally admitted it that he tried to create an addiction, and he was so pissed because he didn't be addicted to his chaos and his delusion, because I'm like, I read you, dude, people over there, I read you. I know what you were doing at any given time, and what you were doing did not work. But what was interesting on the way back when he was saying, finally spit it out, which for somebody who lied, like he breathed, trust me, that truth that just literally almost killed him right there. But he admitted the truth, which was nice. I knew it. Nothing over the rainbow. However, my response was that we're done. My response to him is, in my hands, in the direction of his face, my palms up in his face, I'm done. It wasn't we. It was I am done. I turned the page. We're finished. I am done. You know when it's time to go. You know when it's time to end things. And it's not we, it's I am done. No more. It's when you're done with a work that you're unhappy with and you feel targeted, then you are done. Said, I am done. And you walk away. I am done. And you just feel the weight lifting off your shoulder and say, done. I'm closing that chapter. We're done. I'm closing that chapter. I'm closing that century. I am closing that decade. I am closing off that relationship. Which means, and this is where I'm understanding actually. I'm not a huge fan, and I know when people do not block exes on their phone, they're not done with them. They still want to be in contact with them. If you close the door for a chapter with someone, you're going to block the number, you're going to delete their number, you're going to remove their pictures, you're going to block them from your social media. You are done. But what I see, and I have asked a couple of people, one in particular, very nice and funny guy. He seems like he attracted, and I saw his story on TikTok, and I couldn't help myself. I just had to say something to say. I said, you just attract the right one, isn't it? However, he had one when he said that an ex-crazy girlfriend of his contacted him back, and I said, why you did not block the number? And his answer was it was interesting to me. Oh, I'm at peace. Okay, but I don't care if you're at peace. You should have blocked her, because if you don't want somebody to have access to you, and I don't care if you're at peace, you block their numbers. So that means you're not done with that person. So you have to look at when you're really ready to turn the page, then you blocked those individuals. And that can be friend, that can be an ex, that can be anyone. You're done. You're not following them. You're not going to spy on them. You release yourself. You gain your freedom and your peace. So, looking at this is quite interesting, but I found it quite interesting when people say I turned the page, but they still have numbers and they can be reached. The people can reach out to them. You're not done. I have blocked everybody that I do not want to be in contact with. We're done. When a friendship, when a relationship is done, it's time to move on. I don't go back. Like I said, I leave it to the raccoons. I don't go back. You don't bring back the trash in your home. Hopefully not. But that's the same thing here. It's like when you're done, you cut the ties. So you free yourself and you free that person as well. But a lot of people don't do that. Somehow over their handbook, they don't want to let it go. So you have to learn to turn that page for good. So you bring the right people in your life. Remember that if you're still hanging towards those guys, you don't allow anyone to come back in your life. It's like moving the garbage from your old house to your brand new house. How are you going to get stuff in brand new if the house is already full of your own garbage? That's what I'm going to use as an image. Think about it for a minute. Let me know how it feels. Because if you got a brand new home, are you going to bring your garbage in there? No, you're not. I can guarantee half of you are going to say, absolutely not, Emma. Are you insane? Are you crazy? Are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puff? No, we're not. So why would you do that? Relationship is very interesting because some people don't want you to evolve, so they're going to make sure you're miserable for the rest of your life, which I find it quite ridiculous, but this is sometimes what people want to do. Some are going to move along very quickly, and you want to see how they're doing, and you're spiteful towards them, blah, blah, blah. So you keep going somewhere where you're supposed to turn the page. So you have to look at it very closely and ensure that, no, it is not correct. On my own, I'm turning that page. I decided, and that page has been turned. Not we, I. You have to learn to respect yourself. Now, if you like the drama, you want to continue with the drama, like a lot of people do, because they are so used to it and they don't want to let go of the person because they want them happy, or they want to continue with that misery and they're so used to it and they don't want to let it go. Well, good for you with that. I wish you good luck and wish you well. But when you're really done to turn the page, you become I. You become me. Your own self. Me and I close that chapter. I am done with this. I'm moving along because I'm giving room for something new, for a new chapter that I'm going to write in a way that brings me to the next level. This is what we're talking about. I'm not repeating anything. I am creating something new. I'm going into the unknown and create something new. So think about it. What kind of closure do you want when a relationship goes sour? Do you always have to know the perfect ending and we go to a restaurant and we say goodbye and, oh, we always love each other? No, you don't. Most of the time you don't. So do something and decide for your own self. At the end of the day, staying somewhere that doesn't fulfill you makes you miserable just because you don't want to be alone or it's more convenient or blah, blah, blah. Stop the excuse and look at yourself and see and do something that is right for you. The unknown is, I always say, the unknown is scary for most people because people do not know. But you have to look at where we are. So, not every story in our life will be complete, but every story can be honored. Some endings aren't written for a reason. Maybe the lesson is still unfolding, or maybe it is done. Like I said, maybe it is done. But you have to think that unfinished chapters don't need an ending. They don't need an ending at all. I know it sounds strange, isn't it? It sounds abrupt, but they don't always need an ending. The closure, we need to remove the idea of closure because not every time we're going to get closure. Closure, maybe we lost a job, we don't know why. Maybe we didn't get that job. Maybe a friendship went sour or faded away because it was meant to be. Maybe a relationship did not end very well. It was abrupt, it was quick, you didn't saw it coming, and it's okay. It gives you opportunity to write something better. This is what you have to look at. What's next for me? Not what's in the past. What's in the past, it's in the past. But what's next for me? And being willing to take a leap of faith into the unknown and be satisfied with chapter that ended abruptly without no closure, and somewhere you had closure. It's okay. It's way okay. So, this was our podcast for today. I know, very interesting one for a Friday. Yeah, let's talk about closure. Yes, you are the master of your own destiny, of your own life. So take it from the we to I and do what is best for your highest good. All my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.
universe